I'm Srinivasa, retired individual researcher. Uh, I developed a weather model for study of Mesoamerican nephropathy. I used our data for development of this model. Skip to the third slide, please. Skip to the third slide. Mesoamerican nephropathy is a kind of mysterious disease, a asymptomatic kidney disease which gets detected only after reaching its end stage. It affects mostly agricultural workers in Mesoamerican countries and in certain parts of Sri Lanka, India, and Egypt. Next slide, please. Heat stress is believed to be one of the causes of this disease. Most of the endemic regions are in the tropical belt. For a study of interaction between thermal environment and human body, I needed time series of weather parameters. Next, please. Our data gives the daily summaries, but it doesn't give the time series. So I had to use desert rock weather stations of subtract network and derive the diurnal patterns of weather parameters and expand the daily average values from power into time series. Next, please. The scheme of computing diurnal patterns is shown here. I uh, computed the summaries of the parameters and used the time series, and then I constructed the diurnal patterns of the parameter series. Next one, please. Each, each, each parameter will have a series of 14, 40 values representing value for each minute. From these parameters, I computed the maximum, minimum, average, and summarized values for all these parameters. Next, please. Next, please. The diurnal pattern. The diurnal pattern is a series of fractional changes of parameter values from its mean value. The time series is reconstructed using the diurnal pattern and the mean value. Next, please. Scheme of expanding the summary record from power data into time series is shown here. The summary record is taken using the diurnal pattern and summary record together. I computed the series of the endemic region. Next one, please. The scheme of computing time series of temperature is illustrated here. The diurnal pattern is constructed using subtract data, and it is T2 max and T2 min of power data is expanded into time series using the diurnal constants here. Next one, please. Next slide, please. In the same way, RH2M from power data is expanded into RH series of time series in hello. Next, please. Same way, atmospheric pressure. The next one. Next, WS10 is converted into wind, wind speed time series in the same manner. Skip to the next one, please. Computer diurnal patterns are to be a correction is needed for scaling this time series because the diurnal pattern is collected from desert rock and the time series is expanded for the endemic region. The day and nights are to be aligned and scaled appropriately. Next one, please. Another correction is needed to fit the time series into estimated min-max values. The min-max values of all parameters are estimated in relation to time series of min-max values of temperature. An iterative algorithm is used to fit a series into this time range. Next one, please. Additionally, the components of WBCT and components of solar radiation are also needed for this study. They are included in this model. Next slide. Verification of reconstructed data is done as following. The time series is generated for desert rock from power data, and the original archived time series of desert rock is downloaded from subfile. Then the expanded and the original time series are compared. The next one, please. Comparisons are done as direct comparison of the series using t-tests and comparison of FFTs and comparison of AUC. About 75% of all the series have passed one of these tests. Next one, please. Examples of verification are shown in these following charts. Original data is in blue and the reconstructed data is in orange, and AUC and FFT are shown in this. I'll click to some more example. Please, next one, please. Example of verification of RE series, reconstructed and computed, and FFT. Next one, please. Is reconstruction of temperature and its FFT. Next one. Next one. Yeah, this is the last one. Is wind speed reconstructed and FFT calculated. It's noisy, but FFT is matching. Next one, please. The use of power data. Using this thermal model, I constructed, using this model, I created thermal data for a day in El Salvador, and on which a field study of thermal effects on body parameters of workers was done. The simulated thermal data is fed into human circulatory dynamics model to simulate the thermal effects of the body on the body parameters. The observations in the field study and the results of simulation are not exactly matching, but they are on expected lines. So I consider it as a partial success. Next one, please. The power data has really enhanced my mission, and I could proceed. Next one, please. The references I've used in this index. Next one.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we will now pause for questions
Sorry,
again.
I overshot the time.